massive market for these new eco-friendly solar-powered umbrellas. They're going to be huge, darling, huge. Chapter 13, Moving Day and New Ambitions. The move from Nelson Mandela House was bittersweet. For 30 years, those concrete walls had heard every scheme, every argument, and every this time next year speech. As the Trotters packed the last of their meager belongings, now supplemented by a few high-end gadgets bought with the gold rush winnings, the atmosphere was one of quiet triumph. "I'm going to miss the view," Dell lied, looking out at the sprawling gray estate. "What view, Dell? The burnt-out bins or the graffiti on the stairwell?" Rodney asked, hoisting a box of vinyl records. "Character, Rodney. It's called character. Still, onwards and upwards." Their new residence wasn't exactly a mansion in the Caribbean, but it was a substantial house in a quiet, leafy part of London, the kind of place where people actually mowed their lawns and didn't leave abandoned cars in the driveway. Dell had managed to negotiate a favorable price, mostly by charming the estate agent with stories of his international consultancy firm. But Del Boy couldn't stay quiet for long. The £100,000 had cleared the debt and provided a safety net, but the trader's itch was back. He had already set up his new headquarters in the garage, which he insisted on calling the Innovation Hub. "Look at these, Rodney," Dell said, opening a crate of the solar-powered umbrellas he'd mentioned. "It's the future. Green energy, sustainability. It's what the kids are into." Rodney inspected one. "Dell, it's an umbrella with a solar panel on top. What does the solar panel do?" "It powers a small fan inside the handle," Dell explained, beaming, "to keep you cool while you're staying dry. And it's got a built-in LED light so you can see where you're walking in the dark." In the rain, in London, Rodney raised an eyebrow. "When it's raining, it's usually cloudy. No sun, Dell. No sun means no solar power. It stores the energy, you dipstick. It's got a battery. It charges up on those rare sunny days. And then, boom, cool breeze and illumination in the middle of a November downpour." Rodney sighed. "And how much did you pay for these?" "A bargain. Monkey Harris had a contact in Shenzhen. We've got 500 units. We're going to corner the market." Chapter 14, The Solar Storm. Selling solar umbrellas in a British winter proved to be exactly as difficult as Rodney had predicted. Dell spent weeks trying to convince market traders and boutique owners that the Solarbrella 3000 was the must-have accessory of the season. "It's a lifestyle statement," Dell shouted to a shivering crowd at the Peckham Market. "Stay cool, stay dry, and stay green. Only 20 quid. You can't afford not to buy one." A woman in a thick coat stopped. "Does the fan work in the rain?" "Absolutely, madam. It creates a microclimate of refreshing air beneath the canopy." She bought one, then another. Slowly, the solar umbrella started to gain a strange kind of cult following. Maybe it was the LED light, which was actually quite useful for finding keys in the dark. Or maybe it was just those sheer persistence. But the real breakthrough came from an unexpected source. A viral video of a local celebrity using one during a red carpet event, mostly because it was the only umbrella they could find in a hurry, sparked a minor trend. Suddenly, the innovation hub in Dell's garage was a hive of activity. "Rotters, we're down to the last 50, Dell shouted, frantic. "Call Monkey. We need more. The demand is unprecedented." Rodney was actually impressed. "I don't believe it. You've actually done it again. You've sold ice to the Eskimos. Or rather, sun power to the British. That's the Trotter touch, my boy," Dell said, puffing on a celebratory cigar. "We don't just sell products, we sell dreams." Chapter 15, The Legacy of the Trotters. As the year drew to a close, the Trotter family gathered for a housewarming party in their new home. Even Boyke and Marlene had turned up. Boyke spending most of his time checking the quality of the floorboards and making snide comments about the new money. "Quite a step up from the council flat, eh, Dell?" Boyke said, sipping a drink. "I suppose you'll be wanting an invite to the golf club next." "Already on the waiting list, Boyke," Dell replied with a grin. "I've got a set of clubs coming in from a contact. Gold-plated. Very exclusive." Raquel and Cassandra were in the kitchen, laughing about the chaos of the move. Damien was playing with a remote-controlled car in the hallway, his childhood now firmly rooted in comfort rather than struggle. Rodney found Dell standing by the window, looking out at the garden. "You okay, Dell?" "Yeah, just thinking. About Mom, about Granddad, and Albert." Dell's voice was soft. "They'd have liked this place. No more draughty windows or broken elevators. They'd be proud, Dell," Rodney said, placing a hand on his brother's shoulder. "You've always looked after us, even when you were selling one-legged stockings or exploding lawnmowers." Dell laughed. "Hey, those lawnmowers had a lot of power, just a bit of a temperamental ignition system." They stood there for a moment, to brothers who had been through everything together, the highs of the Caribbean, the lows of bankruptcy, and the madness of television game shows. "You know, Rodney," Dell said, turning back to the party, "life's a funny old thing. You can lose everything in a heartbeat. But as long as you've got your family and a bit of dodge, you're never truly down." "I know, Dell, I know. And listen, I've been thinking about the next project. There's this bloke in Lewisham who's developed a way to turn old tea bags into high-protein animal feed. It's revolutionary. Rotters, the agricultural sector, won't know what hit it." Rodney closed his eyes and smiled. "Mange tout, Dell," Rodney whispered. "Mange tout." Chapter 16, The Brew of Champions. The innovation hub soon smelled less like ozone and more like an overgrown compost heap.